Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Amy.
And I'm Sarah, and today we're going to be discussing Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez.
The first few minutes we're going to do a brief review of the story without any spoilers, then we are going to shift into a deeper book discussion. It's going to include lots of spoilers, but don't worry, we're going to let you know before we do shift into that deeper book discussion.
That's right, so before we dive into the discussion, Amy, tell us what Just for the Summer is all about.
A guy who thinks he has a dating curse that forces women he breaks up with to find their soulmate, he makes a post on a Reddit thread about his problem. A traveling nurse with the same condition posts a reply and they agree to date each other to break the curse. This rom-com is full of humor, friendship, and overcoming involuntary hardships. Sarah, what did you think about Just for the Summer?
Okay, well, I'm a sucker for Abby's writing. She always has the ability to pull me in immediately within that first chapter with humor. She is so talented at writing these comedic moments and these characters who are very humorous. But what I really love about this story is that there's a lot of depth to it. You get this rom-com vibe, but you get a story with some depth, with some characters that go through some hard things. You find yourself sympathizing, maybe empathizing, maybe relating to them. And I just feel like she is so talented at being able to write a story that has a lot of heartfelt moments, some serious components, but she keeps that humor all throughout. So Abby can do no wrong in my book. I really loved this one.
I think you nailed it. This is the best combination of humor and depth. It's an emotional book at times. It had me in stitches the next. I love just the back and forth, kind of gives you a breath of fresh air after the heavy moments that she writes. What a warm story with a lot of feeling. I loved it. All right, let's get into our ratings. Angst.
Okay, Angst. It was just a 1.5. It has some serious components, but because of that humor that she keeps throughout, it didn't feel like it was weighing me down personally.
I was close. I did too, and it's the female main character's actions specifically that really had me on edge for most of the story.
I could see that. Yes, yes.
All right, humor.
Okay, humor, it was a 3.
I gave it a 4.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. She's so funny.
So many laugh out loud moments, full of wit, full of charm. The male main character is full of humorous wit, which I just found delightful.
He is just off the chart. He was so incredible. Right from the beginning.
Spiciness.
It was just a 1.25.
It was lower. I did 0.5.
Yeah, I think it was more like tension.
Yeah.
So there's some good tension, but yeah, it's a clean story.
All right, tears.
Like a 2, because I felt sad for the characters. I could bump it up.
I did 2.5.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think with this one, it kind of just depends on how much it hits home, maybe. I don't know.
There's some heavy mental health elements to the story, and I did cry, shockingly, a handful of times.
Yeah, I did too. There's some sad stuff, but it doesn't feel like overwhelming. It's like certain moments that you really feel for the characters. So yeah.
I agree. Overall,
this was a 4.5 for me.
I did a 5.
It's so good. It's so good.
This was the story that I needed. It hit all of the little things that I needed in a story at the moment that I read it. It's the perfect mix of humor and depth. It's emotional. It's heartfelt. I do want to note for the deeper discussion that there are characters in this book that do cross over from Abby's story, Part of Your World. So if you want to avoid spoilers for that book, I recommend reading that one before you do this one. But overall, this story was fantastic. Chef's kiss.
Loved it.
All right, that concludes the spoiler-free quick review of this story. Now we're going to shift into a deeper book discussion. If you would like to continue the conversation with us, simply click the link below or open any podcast platform and search Post-Book Depression. We would love to connect with you on social media. You can find us on Instagram at Post-Book Depression Podcast, on Facebook in our Post-Book Depression discussion group, or you can email us at postbookdepressionpodcast@gmail.com.